So I got a check engine light recently in the truck. I wanted to walk through how I went about fixing this issue. The first thing that actually came on was this check fuel cap message. And then shortly thereafter, the check engine light came on. And what that comes back with is a p0441, which is a incorrect purge flow, and p0457, which is an Evap large leak. So both of these codes are related to the Evap system. I won't go into too many details about the Evap system, but basically in the gas tank, fumes are constantly produced, and these have to be vented off. And they're harmful fumes. They can't just be vented to the atmosphere. So since 1996 probably, all cars have the Evap system, which consists of a charcoal canister and various valves and switches that take those vapors and capture them into the charcoal canister and then send them to the engine to be part of the combustion process. So this cuts down on harmful vapors and it improves fuel mileage. But it's also a very troublesome system. A few cars I've had issues with this, and they can be kind of tricky to track down what's actually the problem. So the quickest, easiest, cheapest fix, and it's pretty common, is that it's actually the fuel cap. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and bought a new fuel cap, but that did not fix the issue. The code still remained. So the next thing I did was I went and Googled what the most common causes of those check engine lights are, along with the check gas cap message. And I ordered the part that everyone said usually fixes that issue. So let's go and take a look underneath and see where that part goes. One of the advantages of having a truck that sits a little bit higher is that I can slide right underneath it. Alright, so we're near the back of the truck. Here's the rear differential. Here's the fuel tank behind this shield. And right here is that part that I thought that I was going to replace. It is a pressure sensor. It's basically there to detect leaks in the Evap system. So as soon as I got under here, the first thing I noticed was this hole in this line. It looks like an animal has chewed through that. So that is most definitely the source of my leak. So this hose goes from the top of the gas tank and siphons off fuel vapors and sends them to the charcoal canister on the other side of the tank. If you've ever heard that you shouldn't top off your gas tank, here's why. If you try to force more gas into the tank after the pump stops, you're forcing gasoline into this pipe and straight to the charcoal canister, which greatly reduces the canister's life. That canister can cost hundreds of dollars and may require dropping the gas tank to replace, which makes this easily a $500 to $1,000 job at a shop. So don't try to keep on pumping gas after the pump stops. So here's that new hose. Apparently only Ram makes this. There's no aftermarket for it. And it was about 50 bucks after tax. So let's go try to get this put on. All right. So I know, looking at the old pipe, or the new pipe, looks like there's these tabs that I should be able to just pop out. The problem is I can't really see too well what I'm doing. I'm going to try to feel around there for them. Okay, well that was a gigantic pain, but I got it off. I don't think I could have done that without seeing the new hose for reference. Now let's try to get the other side. So this side's a little tighter. I'm not sure I'll be able to get a good camera angle on this one, but I'm going to be getting that white one off now. I think they managed to make the second one even more annoying than the first one. So here's on the new pipe. There's these two little clips on either side of it. You gotta press them both down at the same time. So if you try to do one and then do the other, it resets the other one. I don't know. I think these engineers just sit around and try to think up the worst possible retention clasp they could possibly think of. I gotta go figure out a way to open the new one and apply that to opening the old one. Alright, let's see what we have. So I thought maybe needle nose pliers. I actually had a pair out there that I was trying. They were too big. And part of the problem is there's so little space to work in. These might be short enough to do it. I'll have to try them out. Then it would be like trying to use this to separate those tabs both at the same time. So I'm gonna give these a try. Well, I couldn't get it on video, but I did actually get it off. Now that should just pull through there. Now I'll try to slide the new one through. Alright, so I've been looking at this every which way and come to the conclusion that I have to drop the tank. So the way this goes, the way this hose routes is right between this frame and the tank. And the space for it to go through is super tiny. There's no way that I can snake this pipe through. And it's a rigid pipe. I can't try to force it through because it'll probably break. So, okay, so I got the tank lowered just enough, not as much as I could lower it, just by loosening this nut that holds on the tank hanger. That was the back one. And that got it just enough to where I could push through my hose. Let's see how it, get a good angle here. So it fits just through there between the gas tank and the frame. So I was able to lower it just enough to where I could fit it through there and not have to drop the entire tank. Okay, so now with the tank back up, now I'm going to make those connections. There with the camera, so and then on the other side, all right, that should be it. We're all done. Okay, so now that I've hopefully fixed the issue, I'm going to go ahead and clear these codes. Okay, so far check engine light has not come back on, but I am still getting that check gas cap symbol. That might take some time to go away, so we'll just try driving around for a little bit. Okay, so I just came back from a quick 5-minute drive. The check engine light has stayed off, but I am still getting some pending codes here. So it's okay to see pending codes. These are the ones that I cleared out previously. The way the computer works is it's constantly running diagnostics to make sure the system is working right. And if you just clear the codes, seeing that yellow mark means the codes are pending still. It doesn't know if the codes are actually fixed. It just knows you cleared them. So it's going to run through its diagnostics. And when it does, when it finishes successfully, then it's going to light up green and show no codes. So pro tip, if you're ever looking for a used car, An unscrupulous seller might have a cheap code reader and just, if they have a car that has a check engine light, they'll just take one of these code readers and clear the codes. So when you test drive it, you don't see any check engine light on the dash. But there's still a stored code, and if they didn't fix the issue, that code's going to come right back. So I'm just going to wait a couple days and check this again. Okay, it's been a couple days. We've driven around for a bit, and this is still showing. It's not quite totally clear, but it doesn't show any pending code still. So it looks like it's just not completed the diagnostics totally yet. Okay, so it's been a couple more days, and the code reader is showing all clear. There is no pending codes, nothing. We're getting the green light that everything's all clear. All the diagnostics in the computer are passed. So this issue is officially fixed. So yeah, again, if I was looking at a used car, I would not look at one without getting a cheap code reader like this. You just want to plug this in and make sure there's nothing pending and that it shows that everything is clear.